What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Austin Nerd Show. Today we're looking at Power Rangers Lightning Collection Hasbro Pulse exclusive Metallic Armor Rangers. So we have the other 4 remaining Metallic Armor Rangers here, since we already got the pink version with Cat before. So now we've got the other 4. They're still missing the White Ranger, but I assume they'll make him eventually at some point. But we have them in their Metallic Armor, which is special armor that appeared in Season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And of course, I'll go into more detail with that. But these look pretty awesome. So they're just pretty much the normal Rangers. They have more of like a see-through body with like sparkles and stuff in it pretty much, but they're pretty awesome with the box designs. Like obviously where you open it up so we don't really see the box too much, but you can see the box design has like this texture and of course like some sparkle into it that probably doesn't show up too much on camera, but we can see the actual figure itself in there. As you can see, he's got like the specs all over him, so that looks pretty awesome. And what's really cool about these figures is we also get the corresponding Zeo crystals for each of the different colors, so that is awesome as well. And so in this set we have the Red Ranger, Yellow Ranger, Black Ranger, and Blue Ranger. So like I said, we've already got pink and just missing that white now, so I'm excited to check these out. Of course, we've already had all these figures before. These are just the metallic armor with a different one, so we'll probably do a comparison between the two and then see the new head sculpts and stuff for each of the different characters. So I'm excited to open and check these figures, so let me get them out of the box and we'll check them out together. So we'll start off with the Red Ranger, but the metallic armor is enhanced armor created by Alpha and Zordon with a more powerful attack, and it's used when Master Vile feeds the Tenga seeds that increases their powers and allows them to defeat the Rangers and destroy their ninja powers. And the suits all come with enhanced speed and strength, as well as resistant to energy and spells. So they have this more enhanced armor that, as you see, is just a sort of like shiny armor. And we see these appear in Master Vile and the Metallic Armor, a 3-part episode in Season 3. And in these episodes as well, we see the first appearance of the Zeo crystals. So starting off with the Red Ranger here, at this point it was Rocky. So it looks pretty cool overall. You know, it does just look like your pretty standard Red Ranger. Still has the Tyrannosaur helmet and stuff, even though at this point he would have been the ape. But still has the same Red Ranger design of the mostly all red spandex. Has the white diamonds on chest, white belt with the holster, white gloves with the red diamonds, and white boots with the red diamonds. The buckle may be different, I can't really tell. So through looking it up close, it does still have the T-Rex on there, so they didn't switch it over. But overall looks pretty cool, but it does have that metallicness into it, so most of the white is now as like a silvery pearl color, and then you can see all the speckles in through the armor there, so it is almost like a translucent, but it does have that glitter sprinkled all throughout it, and looks pretty cool. And the helmet looks pretty cool too. I do believe they redid the helmet design, so I will bring in the other one here so you can see the difference here in just a second. But overall it does look like they did change it up some. So speaking of, here is that original Red Ranger, so you can see, you know, same base body and stuff. They probably just changed a little bit through, but obviously changed mostly the paint design. But the helmet designs do look different. So this one, like the eye protrusions up top are much more like pointy. The visor looks thinner and wider on the new one, and it looks like they changed the mouth design as well. So seeing here, I didn't really notice the difference like too much, but putting them close together, you can spot the difference, and I do really like this new helmet design much better. But other than that, they are pretty much just going to be, you know, the exact same figures. And speaking of being the same figures, so all the males are going to be exactly the same. So we'll take a look at each one of them, but we won't do the movements on each one. So we'll do him, and then we'll take a look at Aisha, since she has a female body and stuff. But yeah, I don't want to repeat the same thing over and over again. So the helmet can twist all the way around. You can look down that far and up that far. So pretty good movements. Shoulders up 90 with the butterfly joint and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, a double elbow joint that bends up that far. Wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. We get an ab crunch in the middle there, so crunch forward, crunch back there, so really good there, and twist around as well. And then we have the lower crunch, as you can see the joint there, so it can crunch even further forward and even further back there, so really good. Hips up 90, out to the side that far, thigh twist all the way around, a double knee joint that bends up that far in the back, a shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side. And I don't know what they changed about these figures, but something just probably with the material and stuff, because usually anytime we have a figure that's mostly translucent, they always feel different. But I don't know if they've changed overall some of the design. Like he stands up pretty easily, where the other ones I have some issues. These just work out pretty well. Now we still get a lot of accessories with each of these. So first off, we do have a set of hands. So again, they're in that pearlescent white. So he has a pair of fist hands, since he just has 2 like grip hands. We get the unmasked head of Rocky, played by Steve Cardenas. So looks pretty decent there. Again, with the Power Rangers, I never think they're accurate. But we do have the other head that came with the blue Zeo Ranger, so you can see the differences there. I do think the new one looks much more like Steve compared to the Zeo one, but overall still both not 100%, but this one does look a lot better, and I do like the hair design. But for weapons, we get the Blade Blaster, so we have the gun version of the Blade Blaster that we can just stick down in the holster. He comes with the Power Sword that looks very cool. Again, these are all in metallic as well, so it's a little bit different color, and it is the metallic as well, but looks very cool. So let's pop this into his hand. So there's the Power Sword, and he comes with a Hasbro effect of this yellow lightning, and with this we've had it before with Rangers, but you just slide it down onto the sword just like that, so adding some powers with him there. And finally, my favorite thing that's included with these figures is that we get the Zeo Crystal as well. So here we have his Zeo Crystal of the Red Ranger one, so it is the star. Of course, Rocky ends up turning to the Blue Ranger, but it's awesome that we still get the star for the Red Ranger. So pretty cool for the Zeo Crystal. I love that they included these. So overall, it's a cool Ranger. Like I said, these aren't necessary. I don't think I'm personally getting, these are my brother's figures, but I don't think I'm getting them just because I don't want to have all the same Rangers over and over again. And I only have so much room on a shelf, so these would be thrown in storage, so I just didn't want to waste the money. I do like the better head sculpts. I think a lot of the sculpts on these look much better, but I don't use them, so that's not as important to me. And coming with the Zeo Crystals is the only thing I regret. But I do really like it. Like, I don't care too much like from the show and stuff. The metallic armor, I think it's actually kind of stupid personally. It's just a nice looking figure. And to me, like I said, they've just changed some stuff that makes it seem a little bit better figure than the past ones. And next up, we have the Yellow Ranger, which is Aisha at this time. This one looks pretty cool. So with the armor design, with the metallic and stuff, looks very gold, which I like the look like, especially there on her chest. But then it is still some of that sort of like see-through material, so you can see like through the legs and everything there. But again, has the white as that all pearl color, and overall just looks like your standard Yellow Ranger. But again, I think they may have changed the helmet design a little bit. It's hard to tell because we recently got that Aisha in the 2-pack with Scorpina, so they may have already changed the helmet design then, and I just grabbed one. I don't know which one I grabbed for sure, so I don't know helmet designs if we'll see any difference there. But overall, I just like the design again with that metallic with the sparkles and everything, but just looks pretty nice overall. And so for that comparison, here's the Yellow Ranger. Like I said, I just grabbed one. I don't know which one I grabbed, but with the metallicness of this helmet, it is hard to see the design. So again, I don't know which one, how to tell like if there's much difference. I don't really see much besides like the mouth area, so that may be one thing that looks like it's got more silver painted around here compared to that one. But overall, I don't really see too much different. They may be different ones, so this may be the older one. Again, I don't know. But there you can just see the color differences between the metallic and non-metallic armor. So for this one, we will do the joints, so the head can twist all the way around. It can look down that far and up that far, so pretty nice. 3 to 1, so pretty good as usual. Shoulders up to 90 degrees there. You have to kind of force it a little bit, but has a butterfly joint and rotates all the way around. We get the single elbow joint that's real loose on this one that bends to 90 degrees and has the rotation. The wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. We get the ab crunch and twist under the chest, so crunch back and forth a little bit, mostly back on this one, but twist side to side there. And then we get the lower crunch there as well, so it can crunch further forward and further back. Hips of 90 out to the side that far. Thigh twist all the way around. A double knee joint that bends up that far in the back. Shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side. So again, your standard female Power Rangers figure, but again, she stands up a little bit easier. So like I said, I don't know if they've changed anything, like especially in the feet area, but she stands up perfectly easy, where again, with all the other females, I have a little bit of issue standing. Now for accessories, we get a grip hand and a open flat palm hand, so both of those are pretty cool that we can use with the weapons. And for weapons, we get her blade blaster in the gun form, so again, we'll stick it in the holster. We get her power daggers, so they're in the metallic sort of paint there on the handles, so both of those look cool, so let's stick these in her hand. So there we have her with the daggers, and she comes with the Hasbro effect of this like lightning piece here that has the hole in the bottom that you can slide onto weapons, so we can just like pick one and just kind of slide it on there. So it can just slide in one of those daggers like that. But again, I hate like this sort of power effects, so I hate these ones. And I forgot it earlier, but we do have the unmasked head of Aisha, and I do really like this one, of course, played by Karen Ashley. And this is my favorite version of her so far, so this is one of the reasons why I would want these. But again, I don't use them, so I don't want to spend the money on them. But face looks really good there, and her hair design, she got the long braided hair, so that looks really nice. And then of course we have the one we got with that Scorpina 2-pack, so there you can see there is a difference, and I do think this new one does look better. And then we get her Zeo Crystal, which she has the double oblongs, which you can kind of see there on the end with the light shining on them, but otherwise it's just this big fat piece of plastic, so not very impressive. So once again, a very nice looking figure that I do like the looks overall, but just I don't feel it's just necessary enough. But she does look really good, and I think they made some improvements on her. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but there's just something that feels different about this one, and I really like it. And next up, we have the Black Ranger, so looks pretty cool here, again in the metallic. So with the black, you can really see all the glitter and stuff stand out on him, but still has all the pearlescent white instead of just the plain white. The helmet looks pretty good there. I do have the original one, so we will be able to see the comparisons, but just overall looks pretty good and decent. So, you know, it's just going to be like all the others. And like I said, we won't do the movements on him because it's going to be exactly the same as the Red Ranger, so we don't need to look at that again. But let's go ahead and bring in that older Black Ranger here, so you can see some of the difference there. So it looks like they fixed some of the tusk issues. They left off some of the silver paint there around that, and just overall, I don't really see. Looks like maybe they moved the eyes forward more. So yeah, just some minor changes in there that I do like. The look look of this new one quite a bit. So it'd be nice if we got, you know, a brand new figure of this, just a classic one, just with the new design and stuff. But yeah, because I do like that helmet design on this new one a lot more, but everything else should be pretty much exactly the same. And for accessories, we get these open style like claw hands almost, instead of he just has like sort of normal grip hands on already. We get the unmasked face, so there we got the face of Adam Park, played by Johnny Young Bosch. Again, I think it looks pretty good, but we do have the older one here that I think came with the Zeo Green Ranger, but they do look very similar, so it looks like they didn't change much at all. The hair design looks pretty similar, maybe just recolored it, but the face designs overall don't look too much different. I think maybe the older one looks a little bit better. Like, to me, I just see more of Johnny Young Bosch in there, but neither of them look that much different, so they're pretty much the same head. But for weapons, we get his blade blaster in the gun again, so pop this into the holster, and we get the power axe. So again, it's got that metallicness to it, so the paint's a little bit like lighter and kind of metallic and shiny and stuff there. And I like the piece here that slides up and down. So with this, we can build power blast with all the different weapons and stuff. We can combine them together and build that. We may do that at the end, but overall, we do have the combination of the axe or the gun here, so that's pretty awesome. But let's put it in the gun form. So it's still not the easiest thing to get into his hand. Like, the normal hand that was already on it doesn't fit with like the trigger, but if you switch out the guns for those other hands, you can get him to hold the base there, so that is pretty cool. And he comes with the Hasbro effect of just this blast effect and like the nice glitter and stuff on this one as well in the blue, and this just slides onto the end of the gun, so it just sticks off there like that, so that's pretty cool. But I don't like the way it looks just overall, just because trying to get the gun into his hand doesn't work too well, so you probably just have to do mostly the axe. And finally, he comes with his Zeo Crystal, which is supposed to be the square, at least for the green Zeo Ranger. It's the square shape, but this one just looks like a weird piece of plastic that I don't know what it's supposed to be. It doesn't have a shape on the end of it or anything like the Yellow Ranger did, and it's just this really weird shape that they just kind of threw in this chunk of plastic, so I don't like this part of the Zeo Crystal at all. And that's all for the Black Ranger. Once again, a nice looking figure, but I just don't like trying to get the gun into his hands. I don't think it looks that good at all for this one for some reason, just with the hands and everything. So like I said, you'd probably just have to leave it in axe form. And finally, we have the Blue Ranger of Billy, and this looks pretty cool. This is probably one of my favorite ones just because I always like the Blue Ranger, but the metallicness or the glitter in it looks really nice on this one. So like I said, with that sort of see-through material and everything, and you can really see all the glitter. Again, has the same pearlescent white on it everywhere, so it looks pretty nice there. And then we have the helmet design, which has been changed a little bit there as well. I can already tell with like the orange eyes of the Triceratops, so that looks much different. So let's go ahead and bring in that older one here. So there you can see the helmet designs. Looks like they changed the visor a little bit, of course, around the mouth. And overall, looks like they just kind of rounded off more of the horns instead of the squares, and instead of the silver, they made them whiter and orange this time. So they did change that helmet design there a little bit. And like I said, I believe for the better, it looks a little bit better to me at least. And then the same body design overall. And once again, it's going to have the same movements as the Red Ranger, so we won't look at that. But for accessories, we get a pair of fist hands there in the pearlescent white as well, to go along with the two grip hands. We get the unhelmeted head of Billy there, so played by David Yost, and I think he looks decent. I think it does look a little bit better, but it's still not exact, especially with like the weird mouth. Like, the mouth is the whole thing ruining it for me. But overall, I think it does look a lot more like him, especially in the later seasons, like from the movie on and stuff, so pretty much season 3. And it has the longer hair design that looks pretty nice and everything overall. But like I said, still not exact, but it's definitely better than the original figure, which I like Billy with the glasses a little bit more, but this head just looks horrible compared to the newer one. But like I said, neither are that good, but this is better. For weapons, we get the blade blaster again in the gun form that will stick in the holster. We get the power lances that come in both the individual forms and in the lance form, so in the connected piece. So we have these that we can stick to make the power blaster if we wanted to, but I like it in the stick form as the lance with the blade pieces on each end. It looks very cool there. So let's pop these into his hand. So there I got the lance in his hand. Then he comes with the Hasbro effect of this like blue swirl thing, just probably for some powers. I think you just take and swirl it up around on the handle. I don't think this would look too good, and I don't know exactly how you really get this on there without starting maybe at the bottom and trying to swirl it up. Maybe, I don't really know. I'll see what I can do. Well, I was able to get it wrapped around that much around the swirl. I think that looks pretty cool actually, but I just had to kind of like force it to wrap around there, but that looks pretty nice. And finally, we get the Zeo Crystal again, triangle, so for the Blue Ranger, so that's why they had the connection here, but we know that actually goes to Rocky, so I think they just included it here because of the colors. But we now have the triangle there finishing off our Zeo Crystals. And overall, I think this Billy is pretty cool. Once again, I like the metallic armor and just the way the body design and stuff like improvements, so it's another great figure. Well, there's all 5 of our metallic Rangers together if we throw in that Cat Pink Ranger, so very awesome there to have all 5 in their metallic armor. And then we also have all the Zeo Crystals now together forming the big Zeo Crystal cluster, so I'm just of course holding it all together. They don't look that good good, but there we have all 5 of the shapes together. So overall, I think this is a pretty cool set. Like I said, I do like the improvements on each of the Rangers. I just wish they now release normal versions with the updates to them, because I do like them better now. But overall, I do really like the look of these. Like I said, they're not necessary to me. I'm not getting them personally, but I do think they look really cool. But let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.